Video thinks there's lots of people, there's a gotcha factor because lots of people say, well, I didn't do things.
Is it an automatic that a police officer involved in something like this, if it weren't on tape, would try to weasel their way out?
It might have been years ago. I think increasingly now in police departments, you have to be awfully careful as things like that have happened.
Well, Eugene O'Donnell, thanks very much for coming in. Really appreciate your insight into all of this.
Up next, back to Anderson in Phnom Penh, Cambodia, with the story of an Iraqi man.
The Constitution is not right. Yeah.
I don't agree with that.
Cabin crew, takeoff stations, please. जानकारी के लिए आपकी सीट की जेब में रखी एयर स्पेस नामक पत्रिका देखें। जब आप अपना निजी टीवी चालू करेंगे तो आपको उसकी स्क्रीन पर भी चलचित्रों, लघु कार्यक्रमों और संगीत कार्यक्रमों के बारे में अधिक जानकारी मिलेगी।
पहली फ्लाइट 5:30।
I was just brought here.
I request Dr. Charulata to do the honors.
या कुन्देन्दु तुषारहार धवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना देवै सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती.
The days. Our patron Dr. R.P. Soonawala will join him, as also Dr. I.S. Gilada, who is Secretary General of the AIDS Society of India, Dr. Yar, our organizing chairperson, and Dr. Nadkar, organizing secretary of the HIV Congress 2007. I request Dr. Neena Madnani to give a bouquet of flowers to the Honorable Chief Minister as a token of our respect. I request Dr. Charulata to give a...
We put in isolation if that person is found positive. Within 3 months' time, record 3 months' time, the whole law was changed. And it was not simple logic, you understand, legislatures and everybody. Media initially said, excellent. If you have put somebody in isolation for HIV, schedule. Thank you, Dan.
The scientific program has been tightly scheduled and we anticipate fruitful interaction during the scientific sessions. There are many Indian physicians who have agreed to do a scientific presentation which will reflect Indian scenario of HIV/AIDS epidemic. We hope this Congress shall help healthcare policy makers as well as the governmental and non-governmental HIV organization from India to effectively manage HIV patients.
Dr. Soonawala, Dr. Gilada, Dr. Manyar, Dr. Nadkar, ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed a great pleasure to welcome a bevy of doctors to Goa who are now going to deliberate on HIV, AIDS, and the conference which is going to be held for the next perhaps 1 or 2 days. I have known Dr. Gilada for a number of years.
Country, once this is initiated, this has been piloted, field tested, and results are quite encouraging. There is a thumb reader, patient can go to any center, put in his card. To maintain confidentiality, he has to put his thumb, doctor has to put his thumb, take 1 minute. And then he can access
resistance, which we will have to test.
A number of things came to mind in terms of making mistakes and learning from your mistakes. And what I'm going to talk to you about is my experience in dealing with HIV and AIDS in children since 1983. when the first children with HIV/AIDS were beginning to be described in India, in the US, and in New Jersey were some of the first cases that were described. And I'll be talking to you about children that are what we call the monotherapy graduate pharmacokinetics, that it's not really very predictable all of the time. Ritonavir has been, as a single drug, is not used very much. The liquid formulation is very bad tasting, and the GI intolerance issues are a problem with that. Indinavir is not very much in use as well because of the issues of nephrotoxicity and the high fluid intake that's needed. And emprinavir is not recommended for that have been born with this infection, who we followed in our program. And
Thank you very much.
This last year had 5 children graduate from high school who had grown up with.
So Clinton said children who can be saved should not die prematurely. So I'll show you where Zambia is. Can you see Zambia there? That is where Zambia is. Zambia is a landlocked country, and it is also HIPC. HIPC means highly indebted poor country. It has a population of 11 million people, much smaller than Bombay. Per capita GDP is only $380 per annum. We are not talking about per month. Prevalence rate is approximately 20%. That is generally saying in certain age groups and certain cohorts, it is much higher, up to 33%. So let's say 1 in every 5 adults is living with HIV. 8,000 people died of AIDS in 2005. We don't have conclusive data for 2006. As previous speakers pointed out, the life expectancy was 56 in 1981. In 2002 census, it has dropped to 33 years. In country currently, almost 750,000 AIDS orphans are living. Not a very pleasant situation, but someone has to do the work. Where I work, it's a small mining town, as I just said. It serves a copper mine which has got an employee strength of about 10,000 employees. And the total mining population of the town is 80,000. We have a 120-bed hospital which can be considered to be a fairly big-sized hospital for that population, with 30 beds in my department. But there is only one consultant, that is me, and a medical officer. So once the medical officer is doing night duty, next day I have to do my round alone, and I have to write my own notes. So purpose of our pediatric AIDS program is same as in USA or in India. But we are different, and let me show you how we are different. AIDS in children had been described as a bimodal presentation. 15% of children presenting a very severe evolution with 50% survival at the age of 3 years, and other was late presentation that was 97% survival at the age of 3 years. And these are the children who go on to have HIV manifestation as adolescents. But in sub-Saharan Africa, you will see compared to previous one, there is a risk of 50% having severe disease at the age of 2 years for all children. So we are looking at a different type of epidemic in sub-Saharan Africa. The challenge of pediatric ARV program, as it has been dealt with others also, so I'll not go into details, I'll just flick through these slides. Main thing is pediatric HIV program is difficult to run and to decentralize. In adult HIV medicine, there are many decentralization. There are clinics, there are clinical officers, there are other people who can handle these cases. But in pediatrics, in resource poor countries where there is very limited skill, we cannot decentralize. So the burden on the trained clinician is enormous. The components of our pediatric program is same as any other programs, and pediatric program starts from prevention, not after the child is born. Like Dr. Merchant said, we should have 0% transmission. So what do we do in prevention? We have a group counseling session for all pregnant women, and out of those, women who opt for one-to-one counseling. There were 281 negatives and there were 104 positives. By going, if you look at the statistics and try to calculate, we would have expected more than 500 HIV positive women in this group. So we can see that PMTCT uptake is still very poor despite counseling. Infant feeding, we took some data from that. You know, for PMTCT, infant feeding is very, very important. So total women counseled for PMT infant 104. Only 6 out of those women chose to formula feed because of so many reasons. We are not going into those reasons. That represents only almost 5%. Out of those who didn't want to formula feed, they chose limited time exclusive breastfeeding, which is one of the options. But out of them, 48 started mixed feeding below 6 months after 1 year. So thus we see that 63% women were practicing high-risk infant feeding, despite. What I want to point out is Pneumocystis carinii is very, very high burden in our setting. Almost half of the children, in half of the children it is AIDS-defining illness, and the onset is very early, around 5 months. And at 5 months, we are very handicapped in diagnosing HIV. Bacterial infection, we all know CNS involvement, I think we should skip through. What is important is that we have to make an early diagnosis and initiate prophylactic and therapeutic treatment. And for this, if we have tests, that's very good. If we do not have tests, then what we can do? We have to be vigilant all the time, looking for these children. Because Western blot and ELISA, which we have, they are not able, especially in younger age group. We take proactive steps. We look at the PMTCT record to identify all children who have gone through PMTCT. Sometimes mother, they go through PMTCT, but later when they present, they want to hide the fact that they have gone through this thing. So we insist on looking at the record. Certain conditions, disease conditions like severe pneumonia, severe malnutrition, chronic and persistent diarrhea and TB are actively followed because we know that are highly associated with HIV infection. And all the siblings, we try to contact and follow them up too. Orphans and vulnerable children are our special priority because in Zambia, as I said, more than 750,000 children are orphans and many more times are vulnerable. In pediatrics department, last year there were 1,082 admissions. HIV infection was suspected on clinical grounds in 63% of these children. All were offered counseling, but only 461 agreed to be counseled. Let me tell you, in Zambia, we do not have opt-out option or doing HIV tests without their informed and where they have to sign a form that they have been counseled. And many of people, when they are made to sign these forms, they are already very, very skeptical and they are very suspicious what is happening, and they rather not get counseled and they drop out. So 461 agreed for counseling. Out of them, more than 18 months. But they agreed for testing only in 142. In children below 18 months, we want to test the mother. In children more than 18 months, we test the child itself. So, exposure or infection was confirmed. Out of these 142, 121 had exposure or infection to HIV. So you see, very high percentage of them had HIV. Our suspicion was rather accurate, but still we are getting nowhere with this thing. And out of these, only 86 could be started on ARVs. So it is a upside down pyramid, how many people end actually treatment. Antiretroviral treatment, we all know that CD4 count, PCR, viral load are very essential, but they severely limit the access to treatment because in Zambia we don't have PCR and we don't have viral load. So we have to have simpler guidelines to start treatment under 18 months. WHO Technical Reference Group, they said that infants and children who are in need of ART should receive ART as soon as practicable. And this program should be built around limited resources and available drugs. So that's what we did. We have made a program which is around these. So when do we start ART? This in conformity with all other centers anywhere in the world. So I'm not going into details of this because here the HIV infection is confirmed. What is important is where HIV is not confirmed, that is children below 18 months. Here, we first confirm the exposure. That means mother should be HIV positive and child is symptomatic with 2 or more of the following: oral thrush, severe pneumonia, severe wasting or malnutrition, severe sepsis, and CD4 count if available below 25%. Why did I write if? We have CD4 count, but many times it's out of order because of the reagent, because of the machinery, and you order and they say no, it's not working. Come back after 2 months, 3 months. Additional factors which support our initiation and diagnosis is recent HIV-related maternal death or severe maternal HIV disease. In these circumstances, we presume it to be a stage 4 HIV disease and we start ARTs. These are guidelines which we all know. Therapeutic issues which Dr. Gaur just now discussed, they are same as in any other country, but certain things which are peculiar, I'll quickly go through it because I can see it is 2 minutes 25 seconds. Irregular supply of 1 or more pediatric ARV formulations, especially for younger children. In last 2 years, there have been 4 major interruptions in supply lasting more than 2 weeks. One of the interruption maximum time was 5 weeks. There was no medicine. So those children who were already on ARVs, they had to wait. Or even when the supplies come, there's so much limited supply that we cannot use it for all the children. So what we do, we save on syrups. And to scale up, we give fixed dose combination divided tablets, which Dr. Merchant used to do long time ago. We are still doing it. There is no Goldsmith, but we do it ourselves. We give divided pills. What can we do? Coppersmiths, yes, thank you. Choice of ARVs is the same as is recommended everywhere. We have only these drugs. That is all we have, so we have to build our program around these drugs only. Alternate options, triple nukes, second line, not available in most resource-poor countries, including ours. So they are just theoretical talks, nothing practical. In children, in KCM, we started treatment on 86, which I showed you. 50 have died or lost to follow-up, currently on treatment 71. On combination of syrups, 57. Fixed dose combination, that is divided tablets, 24. The tablet which you're using to divide is Triimmune. And despite all these adversities, we have published 3 papers at different conferences. Ongoing data collection is on efficacy and safety of adult fixed dose combinations and standard ARI combination, immune reconstitution syndrome. And we are trying to look why PMTCT is not being taken up and why the guidelines given for breastfeeding option is adhered to. New development is smart card. We are developing a software. I'll need 1 minute for this. Software which is known as Smart Care. It is a free software available to everyone. It has been developed in association and with the support of USAID and PEPFAR. Patient data are collected using very standardized forms. They are uploaded on the computer. All we need is a desktop and a smart card. It is not networked, as it was told by NATCO that they can go to any facility, take the drug, and by morning it will be uploaded to their center. Here we cannot do that because of the limited connectivity all over the world. So what we do at the time is one person goes with a simple device like flash key and he synchronizes all the data, not every day, but maybe once in a week or once in a fortnight. And these smart cards are supplied free to the patients and they can be used at any smart care center. That is how they look like. This is continuity care program, and all the data is on this chip. And one thing is, wherever he goes, it picks up the data even if he was not initially registered to the center, but this center will download the data. So he is now registered in all the computer wherever he goes, and later it can be synchronized. Thank you very much. Luckily there are no pro.
Thank you very much, Dr. Pal.
You don't talk. Pink is a favorite color. Cool, cool. And sir, what makes you like pink? Is that your passion all your life, sir? Oh, is that so? You like pink? Look here, I have pink kerchief for you. See? Don't lose your concentration. And this is my mysterious kerchief, and I'm going to reveal to you now a few mysteries of this pink kerchief. So don't lose your concentration and don't blink. You could miss the magic. Watch it go like this. Say 1, 2, 3, and 4. A tap there, and it disappears. I don't believe that. Do you believe something like that? But where did it go, ma'am? Did you see it coming towards you? Did you see something pink coming towards you? Did you get pink? Have you ever got a pink filling before? Yes. Then you'll not know. Oh, you did? Cool. Then you will not know what that filling is all about. Can I borrow your dupatta? Can you give it to me? Thank you very much. Just a dupatta, nothing more. Thank you very much. What's your name, ma'am? Charu? Charu. Okay, very good. Charu, can I put it over me? Very good. Do I look like Charu now? Yes.
Better than her.
Charu. Where do you come from? Mumbai. Look here. Watch very carefully. Sorry, mind. Just don't lose your concentration. I make a hollow piece like this. Place it underneath here. I take my finger, push it inside there. What's your name, sir?
Yagi.
Yagi. Yeah. What do you do with your finger like that?
Yeah.
Oh, you want to put it there? Oh my God. Where do you come from?
Delhi.
Delhi. This is very common in Delhi. Come on, put it. Okay, you want to put your finger? Put your finger. Come on, do what you want. Push it inside. Don't worry. Are you scared of something? Why are you so slow? Put it faster. Okay, very good. What is inside there, Tyagi? Very good. As an expert, I guess. Take it off now. And exactly where I pushed his finger. I cast my spell, pull it a blow, the kerchief reappears back again from there. Can everyone see that? But keep watching. Don't lose your concentration. It goes back inside there. One. Something, all right. So those are the few mysteries of the pink kerchief. Did you enjoy that? Yeah. Thank you. Let me give you something more interesting, and for my next very interesting magic, let me give you some magic with playing cards. Look, Frank, a pack of cards, they're all different cards, As they're all different cards, Frank, I want you to pick one card. Any one card, whichever you feel like. Have a good look. You can just hold it high up in the sky. Whoever can see the card, look at the card. If not, just watch what's going to happen. Frank, pick a card, any one card from anywhere, whichever you feel like. One card, not many. You have a free choice. Have a good look. Hold it high up. Show it to everyone. Everybody send the card.
Show this side.
Show to everyone. Show to everyone. Excellent. Very good. Everybody send the card. Now, and Frank, your chosen card must be a color card. How do I know that?
Because we said no to it.
Sorry?
We said no to the red one.
You're absolutely wrong. It's called mind reading. You're not paying attention. And Frank, If your card is a black color card, if you can just go a little more, one step that side, so there's more little light on the table. Thank you very much. Frank, I want you to cut this deck wherever you press together. What? That's not the card. Why are they clapping? Just roll it up like that, roll it up like that. Can you see that? Roll it once again and roll it once again. And all I got to do is give a little squeeze like that. Don't lose your concentration. All I do is place this in my hand, sprinkle some dust here. Open your hand like that. And hold this very tightly in your hand. And keep it straight like that. Very good. I forgot the name, sir. Vinod. You have $100 bill in your fist right now. Can you feel it? And at the moment, 2 minutes ago, it was exposed to the Goan weather.
Sinister feeling.
Yeah. This happens in Goa. Yeah. It happens. Because everything gets corroded in Goa due to high salinity. And you have to blame. It's called natural calamity. Blow on your hand now. And open the $100 bill. Open it up. Open it up. Open it up. It's
Indianized.
It happens, it happens. We can try it with one mobile. Give me one mobile. I sure don't mind losing that also. You know what happened? Don't expose it, put it inside. You're exposed with the Goan weather, this is what happens. Anyway, once bitten, twice shy. Don't do it again, okay? You can have a nice evening. Yeah, it happens, but anyway, let me show you a very interesting magic with this 100 rupee note, because 100 rupee is made in India, never corrodes, because it's Indian weather. You can sprinkle some magic dust there. Pull it out. Show me another dollar. Show me another dollar. All right, very good. See? Very good. Just give me $1, and then just do like that, do like that, do like that, and the $100 rupee note. What happens? See? As I reopen back again, it turns back into a $100 bill. See? Simple as that. So go back home, take your 100 rupees, take a $100 bill, do like that. You'll get $100. Okay. Hold on, relax. Thank you very much for your dollars. Okay. Let me show you some. Oh, I like wine. What's that, sir? Like, hold it high up. Don't show to me.
Response despite short-term difference. What are the risks of treatment interruption? I think the major risk is falling CD4 count, and I think that is the biggest contributor for progression of disease with this strategy.
I wish I could continue further. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, Dr. Poonawalla. I now request our chief guest, Honorable Minister Advocate Anand Narvekar, to address the gathering.
Padma Shri Dr. Poonawalla, Dr. Stephen, Dr. Maniar.
कौन है? ओह अच्छा।
ये कौन टीवी में कौन है?
ये तो तुम खींच रहे हो क्या?
नहीं, ढीला छोड़ रहा हूँ, खींच।
I happened to be somewhere in 84 to 89, Speaker of the House. And then we wanted to teach our MLAs and parliamentarians what is this new disease. So I was involved in arranging the small program as what we today talking of an epidemic. So over a period of time, this epidemic, which is phenomenal now, is not seeing a result-oriented termination. So congratulate all the recipients of these awards, which will also help others to put in much better results in coming years. And since there are international delegates who have come here, I would just like to tell them that Goa is one state in India which is #1 state as far as health parameters are concerned. We are termed as one of the best states in India for health infrastructure. We have also what is known as a government medical scheme, where a person who wants to have super specialty treatment like any cardiac and cardio patient, we give them up to 3 lakh rupees for a disease. We also have for cancer treatment and other related surgery. The government sponsors them right up to 5 lakhs rupees. A good state where you like to enjoy and come very often. In last year we had about 28 conferences of medical strategies all over the country and from abroad. We had one of the conference of pediatric and other surgeons and general practitioners, where about 8 to 10,000 people came in this state. The state is very small, but we all love you. We want you to come back, enjoy our hospitality, and enjoy the nature. Thank you very much.
Dr. Vikram Lodhe, Joint Organizing Secretary of the HIV Congress 2007, to give the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's my pleasant duty to propose this vote of thanks for this function. I thank our Honorable Minister Advocate Dayanand Narvekar for sparing his valuable time to grace this occasion from his busy schedule.
I like HIV FMC. There was one flight. The FMP, HIV FMP. I got really full flights. We don't like diagnosis, things like that.
We had talks this morning. It felt like there were lots of slides. Slides. Were you there this morning?
Yeah.
Some people seem to be going through a lot of slides. But I did count them.
Huh?
Maybe we should have counted. My pet one was 18.
Oh,
Indian cowboy.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
50% of people are failing in either arm. Neither of them are brilliant, okay? Not that much difference. I don't think that is a rationale for making your choice when you form the WHO this afternoon. Again, the second strategy, Sanjay's shown you this, Sanjay's shown you this, and said protease inhibitors are far worse than non-nucleosides. Remember in this study, the protease inhibitor that most of the patients used was nalfinavir and was not a boosted protease inhibitor. So this study has no real relevance to your practice or indeed when you're rewriting the guidelines in a moment. Again, what Sanjay should really look at is this, which is if you look at the clinical endpoint and not the virological endpoint, then actually there's no difference between non-nucleosides and protease inhibitors. So if you're interested in patients rather than viral loads, then vote with me. Okay, moving on to appearance and simplicity. Sanjay's shown you this slide. These are old protease inhibitors before boosting Sanjay. Okay, and Sanjay's shown you this. Yeah, right, patients don't want to take too many pills, they don't want to take them too many times a day. Remember that pill burden is going down with protease inhibitors and pill frequency is going down with protease inhibitors. It's entirely possible now to have a once-daily protease inhibitor regimen. And remember that doctors think worse about your individual patient, but also about public health and future patients in the future. So would you trust this man? This is something before he covered last night. And if you look more closely at what he's drinking, it's Kingfisher. Okay, so vote for Fisher and vote for protease inhibitors.
All good things must come to end.
I request everybody to please remain seated for the valid function.
1 second. All good things must come to an end. So is this HIV Congress 2007. Last 3 days, we have enjoyed a cerebral feast in such an idyllic surroundings, no place better than Goa. A lot of combined effort has gone in planning and executing this for us, and we have a lot of people to thank for the same. First and foremost, it's my duty to thank the faculty, both Indian and international, for sparing their valuable time to share their knowledge with all of us. The success of conference depends on its scientific content, and all our speakers have done a wonderful job. We are highly indebted to wholehearted support given by the pharmaceutical industry, who have made the dream of holding HIV Congress 2007 at Goa a reality. My sincere thanks to Roche Scientific India Company Private Limited, Cipla Limited, Abbott India Limited, Lupin Limited, Genix Pharma Limited, Ramsey HIV Division, Organon India Limited, Metropolis Laboratories, Alchem Laboratories Limited, and again. I am appreciative of the trust Dr. Maniar and Dr. Mrs. Maniar have put on me as organizing secretary year after year. At the end, you will wholeheartedly agree with me that enthusiastic and tireless efforts of both Dr. Maniar and Dr. Mrs. Maniar deserve a standing ovation. Thank you very much, and I wish you a safe journey back home. Thank you.
Answers, Harry, you fiend! What do you want, scoundrel? What do I want? I want to wreak havoc all over your little safe campus management.
The residence halls. It's a good thing I got here when I did. Otherwise, you would have had the Peoria Fire Department and some angry residents to deal with. Safety station is secure.
I'm still staking out Bradley Hall. How are you doing, Lox?
And just what do you think you're doing? Don't you know that after you did that lock, there's still...
But first, we're going live to Bradley University, where a monumental safety seminar is underway. Chris?
Why your hometown? Because most high school kids and grade school kids can tell you every dope dealer in their city, including those in their school. So if you're using...
Myself, take out a tin of cookies his mother had sent. I write, send cookies with shirt. And as an afterthought, homemade chocolate chip with extra chocolate chips.
Mom, Dad, my mailbox looked kind of empty today, so I called the 1-800 number and signed up for about 20 mailing lists. Maybe junk mail, but hey, it's mail.
Dear Dad, I must commend you on your suggestion to pop popcorn with the door open. Have had much success luring friends and neighbors, including a number of attractive females to visit, with the scent of popcorn.
But now, driving back, picture my son, the quintessential athlete. And I worry suddenly that he won't eat right anymore. But then I realize I have no need to worry. He never ate right. I used to come down in the morning to find nearly empty bowls of Captain doused in chocolate milk maple syrup. I take out my pad and write, "It is no longer necessary to buy chocolate milk."
Dear Mom, I'm dating this girl named Shelley. I think I may have mentioned her in my last email I sent. I swear, sometimes she reminds me of you.
Dear Mom and Dad,
to my dearest parents, sincerely yours,
warmest regard,
yours till Niagara Falls, your son.
P.S.
Send money!
Several hours later, pulling into my driveway, the house looks empty. I've rented a few movies, but I really don't feel like watching them anymore. Maybe tomorrow, but just now, I don't feel like disturbing the quiet. I think about reading a book when the phone rings. It's Bill.
Hi, Mom.